I was wrong. For most of my life, when I heard the phrase, according to God's heart, in reference to David, I thought it was talking about the heart of David. That there was something within the heart of David that caused God to choose him. But the Hebrew phrase and the context suggests just the opposite. According to God's own heart means that God set his heart, his own heart, upon David. There wasn't something in David to attract God. Instead, the reason that God chose David was entirely resting upon God's own heart, his love, his choosing, his will, his purpose. In fact, if you go to 2 Samuel 7, David is talking to God, and here's what he says. He says, because of your promise and according to your heart, you have brought about all this greatness. Now that Hebrew phrase, according to your heart, that's the same Hebrew phrase that we have way back in 1 Samuel 13, where we have a man after God's own heart. You see what's happening? God chose David, made all these promises to David, did all these wonderful things to David because of God's heart, not because of David's. It had nothing to do with David. It all originated within God. And the same applies to 1 Samuel 16, which we read today in Bible in 1 Year. Here is the way that Robert Alter translates verse 7. The Lord sees not as man sees, for man sees with the eyes, and the Lord sees with the heart. You see the difference? We see with our eyes, we see externally. The Lord sees with his heart. He sees in totality. He sees perfectly. He sees according to his will. And on the basis of what God sees with his own heart, he chooses Jesse's youngest son, David. Now, the beauty of all this is it means that God's choice, God's grace, God's love, God's will, God's plan and purpose that he carried out in David's life all originated because of God, God's love, God's will, God's purpose and plan. It had nothing to do with some wonderful, loving quality within David. It had everything to do with the wonderful, loving quality within God himself. And this is a tremendous comfort to us. We sometimes get the impression that God looks out over humanity and he looks for people who have the right kinds of hearts that God is going to therefore choose and bring them into the faith. No. Still today, it has everything to do with the heart of God. That love, that will, that purpose is in God himself. And on the basis of God's love, he calls people into the faith. You see, it all goes back to the heart of God, not to the heart of humanity, not David's heart, not my heart, not your heart, but everything relates back to the heart of God in Christ, which is overflowing with love for all of us.